yesterday, Friday, Saturday morning. Hopefully, still we'll check this. So I'll start right away. Let me just double check something. Yeah, we're recording. So first question, and again, I would love to see you guys do this for now. Right, so you recognize that this and minus 12a are the like terms. So the 7 minus 7 here. So let's move those shapes. So 4a, and then if you move that, remember you're moving the 12a and the minus. Don't forget the minus 12a. So that comes into second place, and then this guy goes all the way to the back. Now we can combine like terms because these two are of the same kind. So 4a minus 12a, think of it as 4 minus 12, right? Which becomes 4 minus negative 8. Sorry, I'll give you the answer. 4 minus 12, and again, this equals negative 8. So if you're using a calculator, 4 minus 12 is negative 8a, and then the minus 7 does absolutely nothing, and that's just part of your answer. Same thing here. Okay, so let's circle the like terms, and again, minus 9m and minus 12m are of the same type. Then these two are the same type. So let's move those shapes, circles next to circles, quadrilaterals next to quadrilaterals. So I get negative 9m and minus 12m side by side. And then just to really show you, I'm going to put negative 7 and minus 13 side by side. Okay, so let's do this, and then you'll know that you get negative 21 m, don't forget the m, and then negative 7 minus 13 is, and that's your answer, negative 21 minus 20. So here I'm going to rewrite this problem. I don't know if you guys like this, but know that in front of that k there's a 1, right? Minus, and again, let me put another 1 here and another 1. So I'm putting a number 1 in front of all the k's, only to show you that there is a coefficient of 1, even though it wasn't written in the original problem. Circle. This guy and minus 1k squared, right, are like terms. And then we got this guy over here and this guy over here who are also like terms. So let's put them side by side. 5k squared minus 1k squared, and then on the other we're going to put minus 1k and minus 1k, right? So these are the same case, right? The same type of case. And we do 5 minus 1 and we got 4, right? So we subtract the coefficients. And here we get minus 1k minus 1k, so we know it's going to be something k, and then let me just take out the coefficients. We get minus 1 minus 1. What's negative 1 minus 1? If you actually do this and change that to this, there's friends, so you get negative 2. So that would be minus 2k. Why is this not? Okay, eraser bigger. Right, so next, again, minus 5y squared, I put in a circle. Is it y squared? Is there any other y squared? No, leave it alone. In green, I'm going to do anything that has a y. And there's only one term that has a y. And then in the other color, I'm going to do the constants. Negative 8, which is just numbers with no variables. And then there's something here with no number, with no variables, I'm sorry. So when we write this, you usually write it in order in terms of descending order. So you put the coefficient, the variable with the highest exponent. So we have a y here, and that has an exponent too, so that makes it the greater one. And then in second place will be the green. And in third place and last, you will always put the coefficients, and in this case, negative 8 minus 12. So notice that there's pretty much not too much to do. Negative 5y squared does nothing, minus 5y does nothing, but yet you have to combine these two. Negative 8 minus 12 is negative 20. Alright, so we got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's move on. Circle. With this one, these two are the same. Oops, let me make it smaller. And then I'm gonna use different colors instead of shapes. Okay, and then this. So, right, makes it easier for me. So let's put everything that has the same like term. So 3x cubed plus 12x cubed, they are the same, right? So I wrote that. And then we have the reds. Actually, I'm gonna put the orange. And then the reds together. Right, so constants, numbers with no variables, always last. So now I can combine like terms. These two combine, that's easy, right? So 3x plus 12x cubed. Oh, sorry, that should be a cubed. Third power. So 3x cubed plus 12 cubed, we keep the variables, right? And then we just add the coefficient, and 3 plus 12 is 15. Minus 3x is just minus 3x. And then for last, negative 5 minus 33 is negative 38. But you already knew that. This one, you gotta be really careful. Okay, so we have something that says AB to the second power. Is there something that's AB to the second power? Yes, there is. It's right here, plus 9AB squared. And then what else is similar or alike? 5AB, right? And then minus 23AB are the same. And minus 4A is just minus 4A. So let's put them together, side by side. I'm going to put the AB to the second power and the plus 9AB to the second power. Notice that they're both A and B, and that the B is raised to the second power, so they're a like term. Then we have this one, 5AB, which is positive 5AB, and then minus 23AB. And for last in the corner, I'll put negative 4A. So we're going to combine these two together, and then we're going to combine these two together, right? So here, let me copy the AB squared stays, and all we got to do is negative 9, negative 2 plus 9, and that's 7. Here, we know it's going to be AB, something AB, so let's do so it's 5 minus, is that 23? Yeah, 5 minus 23, which is negative 18. And lastly, this one we just copy down because there's nothing to combine. Okay? G. Let's start with K alphabetically. Let's do it in alphabetical. So minus 7K, is there something with a K? Yeah, right here. Those two are the same. Then we have a KM, minus 12 KM, and that's the only one that's minus KM. And then we have one thing that's two that are alike, that's negative 8M and minus M. They are alike. So let me put them side by side. Okay, I'm put this over here, and I can change colors. Give me a second. So I have 7K, minus 7K, minus K, and in the middle, I'll put minus 12KM. Okay, so I move. So again, remember, think about them, about these numbers written on stones, and I can move the stones around, right? So allow me to do just one thing. In front of the 1K here, I'm going to put a number 1. In front of the M, I'm going to put a number 1 so that you know that there is a coefficient of 1. So combine. What's minus 7 minus 1? Right, so let me rewrite here. Rewrite this. Minus 7 minus 7K minus 1K. So the K stays, and you do negative 7 minus 1, which is negative 8. In purple, minus 12KM does absolutely nothing. And in blue, it's going to be something M, and we're going to do negative 8 minus 1. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. So that's your final answer. Now, if you by any chance wrote this expression and you had, let's say I'm going to make this up, and you wrote it in a different order, okay, that's still correct. Okay, the only reason we write it like this, right, so that it's easier for us to see, and everybody in the world does it the same way, alphabetically and in descending order with the exponents. But if you wrote it like this, or any of the problems we just did in different orders, it's completely fine. Okay, but it's not that it's fine, but we should follow what the standard says, right? The standard says put them in alphabetical order. So here, likewise, let's do the p's. I have minus p, and minus 3p. So I'm going to write minus 1p, right? Minus 3p because they go side to side. And after the p's, there's a w plus w. And I'm going to write plus 1w for you guys. At some point, I'm going to stop writing that one. Okay, but since we're doing this. And then minus 17, minus 12, and minus 18. Minus 17, minus 12, and minus 18 all go next to each other. So in blue, something p, and negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. In black, there's nothing to do, so it's plus 1w. And in orange, we're gonna put all these right in your calculator, or you can do it negative 17, negative 12, negative 30, negative 47. Final answer. All right, so next page. Again, let's start with the variable that has the highest power, and this is the one here, z cubed and minus 11z cubed. So I'm going to write those two next to each other. I'm going to write a 1 here, right, so that, again, until you get used to it. And then minus 11z cubed. So I did a z. Let's do the z to the second power. I have 1 here. I have another one here and another one here. So minus z, I forgot to write the one. Minus 1 z to the second power plus 1 z to the second power minus 1 z to the second power, right? Because you have 3, and I don't know why I did them the same color, but it should be this one, and this one. And let me change the colors. Okay, and that's really ugly, and I'm just going to write them again. So minus 1z to the second power plus 1z to the second power minus 1z to the second power. And then finally, over here in the corner, we have the plus 9, and that goes at the end. Combine like terms. Well, it's going to be z cubed, right? And then we combine 1 minus 11. And 1 minus 11 is negative 10. Over here in the blues, it's z squared, right? So I'm going to write z squared. And I'm going to do minus 1 plus 1, which is 0. And then minus 1 again. Negative 1 plus 1 minus 1. So that gives me negative 1. And then the plus 9. This one, so let's start, if you go by alphabet, you get VWX, right? VW, X, Y, Z, that's your alphabet. So look here alphabetically, VW, we're doing X's first. So let's circle everything that has an X. And just an X. So negative 14X, minus 13X, and then we'll do XW. Plus 12xy minus 55xy, so plus 12xy minus 55xy. And lastly, we do minus 9y minus 20y. I'm reading them correctly. Now combine the like terms. So first of all, x, it's something x, right? So negative 14 and negative 13 is negative 27. The middle terms will be something xy, and we do positive 12 minus 55, which is 43, negative. And in whatever color that is brown, it can be something y, right? And then that's negative 9 and negative 20, and that's give you negative 29. So here we have a really long expression at the bottom. Yuck, whose idea was that? All right, so let's go. It looks like we have 8 W's. I'm just writing to see what kind of variables we have. We have W's, we have A squared W. I'm trying to put them in order. You know what? Let's do that later. So let's look for anything that's AW, just AW. These are AWs. Okay, let's do AW. Anything else AW? Yeah, there's one more here. So 44 AW minus 78 AW minus AW. That's it. Change colors. Anything that's A squared W. a squared w. There's another one right here. A squared. Remember, it has to be a to the second power w. So minus 28, a to the second power w, minus 33, a to the second w. Change colors. Let's do a w to the second power. So a w to, and there's one right here. So it's plus 3a w to the second power minus 14a w to the second power. Yuck. Anything just w's. Just plain w. Here we have 2. So minus 12w plus w. A. Oh, actually, yeah, there's some just recall. Two terms with the variable a, minus 16a, minus 16a, minus 31a, right? And last, is there a different color? Green, I haven't used it yet. So positive 15 and positive 32. Positive 15 and plus 32. Okay, so like I said, it helps if you do it really organized. So now over here, guys. Okay, over here, allow me to rewrite this so that and I'm gonna write that with 1AW. All right. So again, we know it's gonna be AW, so we're gonna combine 48 minus 78 minus 1. So 44 minus 78 minus 1, and that's what you would do. And then you would get 35, negative 35. Okay. In red, I think it's red. We're going to do these now. We have I know it's a squared w, so combine the coefficients. So we got negative 28 minus 33, and we get negative 61, and that's what I write. In orange, the variables are a w to the second power, and we have positive 3 minus 14. So positive 3 minus 14 gives us negative 11. In purple, I believe, and right in front of the w, let's see if I can sneak in a 1. Yes. So it's going to be w. And then negative 12, if I combine the coefficients, negative 12 plus 1, that gives me negative 11. So I've got negative 11. And in black, oh, sorry, there's 2 more. In black, it's going to be something a. We got negative 16 and negative 31, and that's going to be negative 48. Should be black. Okay. Negative 48. And finally, in green, we have 15 plus 32, and that's just simply positive 47. So here's my expression. Here's my answer. Okay. Right, not too many, 6 more to go. Right, not that bad. These two I can't combine. Right, 12k. So this would be just 12k minus 9m. These two I can, and again, I'm going to rewrite my expression. Notice that these two are alike, so I'm going to put negative 8w in the front, and I'm going to bring the 64 to the back, to the third position, and negative 12 stays last. If I combine like terms, negative 8w doesn't combine, but I do have to combine these two. And that's going to give me positive 52. Over here, the like terms are this one, and this one. So let me put them side by side. Minus a. Okay, notice that although the variable is a, they're different. They have different exponents. So these two I can combine. 3a squared minus 12a squared. It's a squared, but what's 3 minus 12? You get negative 9, and that minus a just comes along. Can I combine anything? Yes, I can. This is a k squared, and this is a k squared. Okay, so put them side by side. Right, let's bring out the minus 7k4. It's always important, guys, and I know, that we bring the term with the sign that comes right before it. That sign, okay? you gotta make any mistakes, that's where you're gonna make a mistake. So let's combine. So it's k squared. Let's combine 6 and minus 12, and you get negative 6. And then we're gonna bring this down. And then last two questions, yay. 7ab cubed. 7ab to the third power. Is there a new? Yeah, there's one right here. So it's plus 10ab. Change, let me write those side by side. B to the third power plus 10ab to the third power. Those two are the same. This one is positive plus 8a to the second power. That's different. And then this fellow over here is plus 12a. So notice that we have not too much to do in this question. The only terms we're combining is these ones. So it's ab to the third power. And what's 7 plus 10? 17. And the rest we just copy, because they don't combine with anything. Last one. So again, allow me to write this one like this. Okay. All right, so that coefficient of 1, you know that they're in front of every, like this, these variables here. Right, there's a coefficient of 1. So let's look. So let's do the highest one, right? 1b to the second power is the variable with the highest power. After that comes the b's, is exponent of 1, so I'm going to make it a different color. So minus 1b, and this minus 1b, they go side by side. And in green, I'm going to put 9, so positive 9 plus 9 plus 13. So the only person that doesn't do anything is this fellow over here, because there's only 1b squared, nobody else. Now, let's combine these two. Be careful how you combine. So it's going to be b, and negative 1 and negative 1. Oh, no, my battery. Minus 1 and minus 1 is minus 2. So we get minus 2b. And then in green, 9 plus 13 is just plus 22. And this is the expressions simplified. Okay? That's it. Saturday morning.